A recipe for resilience. Once upon a time, in the bustling heart of a small town, nestled in the midst of rolling hills and fertile valleys, lived a young chef named Amelia. Her culinary journey had been one of trials and tribulations, but her determination and unwavering passion were the secret ingredients that fueled her quest for the perfect recipe. Amelia's story began in the heart of a modest kitchen, where the aroma of her mother's cooking filled the air and seeped into her very soul. As a child, she would watch her mother, a talented home cook, effortlessly create dishes that brought smiles to the faces of those she loved. The kitchen was where the magic happened, where the art of cooking transformed simple ingredients into something extraordinary. Inspired by her mother's culinary prowess, Amelia's fascination with food grew stronger with each passing day. She would stand on tiptoes, trying to reach the stovetop, eagerly watching as her mother stirred, sautéed, and seasoned with an innate understanding that transcended words. It was in this humble kitchen that Amelia's passion for cooking took root. Amelia's family didn't have much, but what they did have was love, a deep appreciation for food, and a belief in the power of dreams. As she grew older, Amelia's aspirations shifted from being an observer to becoming a creator herself. She began experimenting with her mother's recipes, adding her unique twist to dishes that had been passed down through generations. In high school, Amelia took her first culinary class. She was both nervous and excited, her hands trembling as she held her first chef's knife. The first cut she made, however, was not just a cut into a vegetable, it was a slice into her future. Amelia's culinary journey had officially begun. Her talents became evident quickly, and her passion shone brightly in the classroom. Her teachers recognized her potential and encouraged her to pursue a career in the culinary arts. Their words were like music to her ears, affirming what she had always known deep down, that cooking was her calling. With unwavering determination, Amelia enrolled in a culinary school far from her hometown. Her family scraped together every last penny to make her dream a reality. It was a challenging time, and there were days when she felt overwhelmed and homesick. But Amelia's passion was a guiding light, and she persevered through the long hours, rigorous training, and intense competition. Amelia graduated from culinary school with flying colors, her diploma in hand and her eyes sparkling with excitement. Armed with knowledge and skills, she was ready to embark on her culinary adventure. Her dream was to open a restaurant, a place where people could experience the magic of food just as she had in her mother's kitchen. The journey to opening her restaurant was a daunting one. Financing, location, permits, and countless other obstacles stood in her way. Amelia's life became a series of sleepless nights, exhausting days, and a relentless pursuit of her dream. She worked as a line cook in various restaurants, taking every opportunity to learn, grow, and save money for her future venture. Years passed, and Amelia's dream remained just out of reach. She faced many rejections from potential investors and dealt with her fair share of setbacks. It seemed as though the universe was testing her resolve, pushing her to her limits. But Amelia refused to give in. Her mother's words echoed in her mind, "The path to success is never easy, my dear. It's the struggle that makes the journey worthwhile." In her darkest moments, Amelia found solace in her mother's recipes. The act of cooking became a form of therapy, a way to reconnect with her roots and find strength in the flavors of her childhood. She experimented with new ingredients, techniques, and cuisines, constantly striving for the elusive perfect recipe that would capture the essence of her culinary vision. One fateful day, while working in a small, family-owned Italian restaurant, Amelia encountered a kindred spirit. Luca, the restaurant's head chef, was a seasoned veteran of the culinary world, and he saw something special in Amelia. He became her mentor, guiding her through the intricacies of Italian cuisine and teaching her the art of patience and perfection. Under Luca's guidance, Amelia's culinary skills soared to new heights. As months turned into years, Amelia continued to toil away in the restaurant. The hard work began to pay off as word of her talent spread throughout the town. The restaurant became known for its impeccable dishes, and people came from near and far to savor Amelia's creations. It was a small victory, but a significant one that fueled her determination. One evening, as the restaurant buzzed with satisfied customers, a man in a finely tailored suit approached Amelia. He introduced himself as Marco, a food critic for a prestigious culinary magazine. He had heard about the young chef's remarkable talent and had come to taste her food for himself. Amelia felt a surge of anxiety as she prepared a special tasting menu for Marco. The weight of years of hard work rested on her shoulders, and the thought of impressing a critic of his stature was daunting. As Marco savored each course, his expression transformed from skepticism to sheer delight. He praised her dishes with eloquence, and in that moment, Amelia realized that her years of struggle and perseverance had led her to something remarkable. Marco's review of the restaurant was nothing short of a glowing endorsement. Overnight, the once hidden gem became the talk of the town, and reservations flooded in. It was a turning point in Amelia's journey, a glimmer of recognition that she had longed for. However, this was just the beginning of her story. The newfound success brought financial stability and a growing list of opportunities. Investors who had once turned her away were now eager to be part of her culinary empire. Amelia's dream of opening her restaurant was no longer a distant goal, it was within reach. Amelia, however, remained grounded, remembering the years of struggle that had shaped her. She knew that true success was not measured by financial gains alone but by the love and passion she poured into her dishes. Her pursuit of the perfect recipe was a journey, not a destination. With Luca's guidance, she opened her restaurant, Amelia's Elysium. The name represented her vision of a place where food transcended the ordinary and became a form of bliss. The restaurant became a sanctuary for those seeking an unforgettable culinary experience, where every dish was a testament to her journey, a harmonious blend of her past and her present. The road ahead was not without challenges. Running a restaurant was demanding, and Amelia faced the constant pressure to maintain the high standards she had set. She worked tirelessly, creating new menus, experimenting with flavors, and training her staff to share her vision. She knew that perfection was an ever-elusive goal, but the pursuit of it was what made her dishes extraordinary. As time passed, the world began to take notice of Amelia's culinary prowess. She received awards and accolades from renowned food critics, and her restaurant became a destination for food lovers from around the world. Her journey was an inspiration to many, a testament to the power of unwavering passion and resilience. One day, as Amelia was preparing a special dish for a VIP guest, a familiar face walked through the restaurant's doors. It was Marco, the food critic who had changed her life with his review. He had come to experience the magic of Amelia's Elysium once again. As he savored each bite, he couldn't help but smile. When he finished his meal, he approached Amelia and said, "Your pursuit of the perfect recipe has led you to create something truly extraordinary. Your dishes are a reflection of your journey, and they tell a story of resilience, passion, and the pursuit of excellence. You found the perfect recipe, not in a dish, but in the journey itself." Amelia's eyes welled with tears as she realized the truth in Marco's words. The perfect recipe wasn't a static creation, it was the culmination of a lifetime of dedication, a journey of self-discovery, and a testament to the indomitable human spirit. Amelia had found her perfect recipe in the struggle, in the countless hours spent perfecting her craft, and in the unwavering belief in her dreams. Her story, once a tale of a young chef's quest for the perfect recipe, had evolved into something much greater. It was a story of resilience, motivation, and inspiration. It was a reminder that the pursuit of a dream, no matter how arduous, was a recipe for a life well lived. Amelia's journey continued, her passion burning brighter than ever. With each new dish she created, she poured her heart and soul into it, knowing that perfection was not the goal, but the journey itself. And as her restaurant continued to flourish, it became a place where people came not just for the food, but for the experience, for the story that each dish told. Amelia had discovered the true meaning of culinary artistry, a recipe for resilience that she would carry with her throughout her life. Her mother's words echoed in her heart, "The path to success is never easy, my dear. It's the struggle that makes the journey worthwhile." Amelia had not only embraced the struggle, she had turned it into a masterpiece that would inspire generations to come. Thank you so much for watching this video till the end. The Culinary Odyssey. The scent of sizzling garlic and onions wafted through the small, dimly lit kitchen as young chef Amy Marlowe's slender fingers deftly worked their magic. She had always been drawn to the art of cooking, an allure that had taken root in her heart from a tender age. The kitchen was her sanctuary, a place where she felt most alive. Amy was a petite, spirited woman in her early 20s, with a cascade of auburn hair that framed her face like a fiery halo. Her striking blue eyes glittered with determination, and her hands danced with grace across the cutting board. She was known as the culinary prodigy of the small coastal town of Crestwood, and her modest restaurant, Amy's Bistro, had become the local treasure. Despite her talent and the warmth of her restaurant, Amy was gripped by an unrelenting quest, an insatiable desire to create the perfect recipe. She had devoted her life to the culinary arts, but that elusive taste, the one that would define her as a true master of the craft, remained just out of reach. Amy's journey began with a single dish, a memory from her childhood, a taste she had never forgotten. It was a recipe her grandmother used to make, a rich and savory beef stew that transcended ordinary food and became a lasting memory of warmth and love. The flavors of that stew had embedded themselves in her soul, and she knew her life's mission was to recreate it perfectly, to capture that elusive taste. Her quest was relentless. Every morning, she'd wake up before the sun, her breath forming frosty clouds as she trekked to the bustling fish market. Her fingers would brush against the silvery scales of the day's catch as she carefully selected the freshest ingredients. She couldn't afford the luxury of hiring extra hands in her kitchen, so every task, every ingredient, and every creation was a labor of love. With ingredients in hand, she'd return to her restaurant and commence the daily rituals of cooking. Her culinary laboratory was a symphony of flavors, a place where ingredients danced in harmony. And yet, despite her tireless efforts, the taste of her grandmother's stew remained elusive. The town of Crestwood had always been a tight-knit community. Word of Amy's quest for the perfect recipe had spread far and wide. Her customers, loyal and kind, would often share their own stories and memories, offering inspiration and encouragement. One blustery winter evening, an elderly woman named Clara entered the restaurant. She had a quiet, dignified air about her, and her eyes held a wisdom that transcended her years. Clara, a regular patron, had heard about Amy's pursuit and had her own story to share. "Child," Clara began, her voice a soft, comforting hum, "I've seen many a chef strive for perfection, and they often overlook one thing, their heart. Cooking, you see, is not just about technique and ingredients. It's about pouring your soul into every dish. It's about love, passion, and memories." Amy listened intently, her eyes locked onto Clara's. Clara continued, "Your grandmother's stew was special not just because of the ingredients but because of the love she put into it. It held the warmth of her heart and the embrace of her soul. You can recreate the recipe, Amy, but to make it truly perfect, you must pour your own love and memories into it." Amy nodded, her heart touched by Clara's words. The realization that perfection wasn't just about technique but about heart and soul was a profound one. She thanked Clara for the wisdom she had imparted and, from that day forward, approached her culinary quest with a renewed spirit. The following months were a whirlwind of experimentation, and the townspeople could see the change in Amy. She no longer just cooked, she poured herself into each and every dish. She recalled the laughter of her childhood, the love in her grandmother's eyes, and the stories shared around the family table. Amy's restaurant saw an influx of new patrons who were drawn to the passion and love in her food. The stories they told, the laughter that filled the room, and the tears shed over her dishes became an essential part of the dining experience. One evening, after a particularly busy dinner service, a man in his 50s approached Amy's kitchen. He was dressed in a crisp suit, a rare sight in Crestwood. "I heard about your quest for the perfect recipe, young lady," he said with a warm smile. "My name is Robert Stanton, and I'm a food critic from the city. I was passing through Crestwood and couldn't resist trying your food. I must say, it's like nothing I've ever tasted." Amy's heart raced. She had never received a visit from a food critic before. "Your food," Robert continued, "it's more than just a meal. It's an experience. It's love, passion, and memories served on a plate. I have dined in some of the finest restaurants, but I have never encountered anything quite like this." Robert's words brought tears to Amy's eyes. It was as if, in his praise, she had found the culmination of her quest. The perfect recipe, it seemed, was not just about achieving a particular taste, but about creating an emotional connection with the diners. Word of Robert's review spread like wildfire, and soon people from all over the region flocked to Amy's bistro. Her restaurant, once a local treasure, had become renowned far and wide. The little coastal town of Crestwood was now a culinary destination, and it was all thanks to the passion, love, and memories that Amy poured into her food. With success came challenges. Managing a bustling restaurant was no small feat, and the demands on her time and energy were immense. Amy's once solitary quest had transformed into a collective effort of a dedicated team. She hired skilled chefs to assist her in the kitchen and trained her staff to understand the importance of cooking from the heart. Amy's journey had evolved from a solitary quest for a perfect recipe to a shared endeavor to create perfect moments for her diners. Her restaurant became a hub of creativity, where chefs were encouraged to experiment, innovate, and infuse their dishes with their own love and memories. In the midst of her success, Amy didn't forget the lessons she had learned from her grandmother and from Clara. She knew that the key to perfection lay in her heart, in the love she poured into her food, and in the memories she created with every dish. Years passed, and Amy's bistro continued to flourish. The restaurant was renowned for its ever-evolving menu, its dedication to using locally sourced ingredients, and the unforgettable dining experience it offered. It was a testament to what could be achieved when passion, love, and memories were combined with culinary expertise. One day, as the sun set over the ocean, casting a golden hue over the coastal town of Crestwood, Amy stood outside her restaurant, gazing at the people who had come from near and far to savor her creations. She felt a deep sense of fulfillment, knowing that her quest for the perfect recipe had led her to something even greater, the creation of perfect moments and memories for others. As the years rolled on, Amy's Bistro became an institution, a place where generations of families celebrated their milestones. Thank you so much for watching this video till the end. Please hit the like button if you like this video, and hit the subscribe button to learn English through watching these kinds of interesting stories daily. Please click on the screen on any video showing on your screen to watch it next. Once again, thank you so much for watching this video till the end.